What's the modern day version of the cigarette? The thing that we all accept as true, that people say is good and it works and everyone
Oh, I have
agrees.
such a good answer for this. I really shouldn't say it. No, I can't. I can't. I have a children's brand. I can't. Here's my real answer.
Real answer.
My real answer is the food.
The food.
Food. Yeah.
Why?
How our food is being processed, created, and distributed is probably 10 times worse than smoking.
I've been getting started on this kick because of Dr. Anthony Gustin
Yes.
talking about seed oils
Yes.
and how bad those are for you. I didn't even know what seed oils were a month
Yep.
ago,
Yep.
and now I'm like freaked out.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything
think it's
else that you know?
I think it's probably my theory is that it actually goes a little deeper than the food. I think it's the water.
Mm.
And I think the water that we use for all this is like really having a crazy effect. I just was in Italy for a couple weeks. You know, another tweet that sort of popped off was I was in Italy. I ate like absolute shit and didn't work out, and I never felt healthier.
Mhm.
And then I come back here, I work out every day. I'm obsessed about what I eat, and I feel horrible every time I eat.
Hmm.
What's up? So I've gone down some rabbit holes recently, and there's a few things that happen in Italy that are very different, and a lot of it comes down to the water.
Mm.
Yeah, still a lot of stone aqueducts. I think there's a very real thing happening there. How we store and treat our water, I think, is a super, super interesting place to start poking around at why everyone feels like shit. Um, Probably saying a lot of things that might get me killed in some areas, so I'll tread carefully. But yeah, I think the water is a really interesting place to start looking. Definitely looking at that kind of thing. Like I've been looking. I talked to the guy that started Essentia Water a while ago because I was thinking about water and that. I love water. I love water. He went through this. There, he has a crazy founding story where he went through this crazy process where he went through 9 years of electric shock therapy on the water to try to change the molecular structure of the water. Because he had this theory that if you could change the molecular structure of the water, it actually interacts with your entire body differently and it will be healthier for you. And your brain will actually know that that molecular structure is something that it wants. And he was right. So he got Essentia to a place where 9 times out of 10 in a blind taste test, the consumer was actually subconsciously going back to Essentia if they tried it more than twice.
Hmm.
Something, again, don't quote me on this, but it's something like this, where like basically he figured out that if you get someone to try Essentia, something happens in their body where they subconsciously just want it again and they go back to it. So if he could get you to buy it twice, he thought he had you for life. And he credits that all to basically, changing the molecular structure of the water through his shock therapy that took like years and years and years of testing to get. That conversation kind of changed my life, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's totally something crazy happening in water that we have no idea about." I tweeted this the other day about the periodic table being fake.
Oh, tell me more
I
about
don't
that.
know. It just seems too simple and like too like cookie cutter. Again, like it's such a digestible explanation for some of this stuff. Like, what if water isn't a chemical compound? What if it's something else? That's interesting.